Hello everyone, it's Kinch. Welcome back to Barwick, and today we are going to review our Clan War League, where you got that pretty animation again, where we're in Crystal League 2 after winning yet another Clan War League. Now, before I get started, you guys may notice you can see my cursor. I am doing this on the PC, which I'd never ever play this on the PC, but I did have to install it so I could give out the bonuses. I know the talk has been all in the chat about how the Clan War League screens are all messed up on the mobile app on the phone where I normally play it. If I click on this give bonuses, it's all blank, and you can only see like a very small portion of the window anyway. So yeah, so here I am on the PC. You can see my cursor. It's going to make things weird. I don't like it, but that's the way it is. So another great Clan War League. We won all 7 days. We tried our best to give this last day away to Team BBC Army, who they finished second overall. We really tried. We had, I don't know, at least two 99% 1-stars. We had several other 99%s. I did the math. I want to say we left 17 open bases, which is entirely too many, but these things happen. I'm glad that our worst day was still better than their best day. I'm really glad about that. But as we go forward, these wars will continue to get more difficult. So if you struggled during this war to 3-star the opposition, be aware that it is only going to get more difficult. You're going to have to really fine-tune those attacks. I feel like the attacks above Town Hall 13, they become much more particular on you doing the fundamentals properly. So if you're not doing the fundamentals properly, your attacks are going to be less consistently good. So you'll still 3-star, but you won't do it as consistently. So just keep that in mind. And as always, if you need help, speak up. I'm more than happy to take a deep dive with you, and we can even jump on Discord and review some stuff and practice some stuff. I am here and down for that for sure. And know that I have to do that too. You guys, if you guys go through the channel, you guys can see old videos of me trying to figure out this whole root rider attack thing. That was a trip, but I think I've got it kind of locked down. So really good war. If we look at the season info, we won kind of by, I wouldn't say a landslide, but kind of a landslide. Let's talk about how this finished up compared to what my predictions were, because my predictions were close, but not really that close. We're going to go from the bottom up, because I know by the time I get to the last thing, you guys are, even now, you guys are probably just already angry typing comments about how I didn't pick Barwick to win and how dare I and all that stuff. Let's talk about this. So I picked Team Slovakia to finish dead last, and they almost did. There were several times where I thought they were going to, but they did manage to escape demotion. I had Indo Clan finishing right where they were at 7th, so that was a pretty good pick. I picked this team Poison to finish 6th. They finished 4th. They were much more active than I thought they would be. One of the big surprises of this, there were several surprises. One of the big surprises of this Clan War League for me was how well Team BBC did. I had them pegged to finish 5th, and early on it looked like that's maybe about where they would finish, but they did very well, especially because they didn't have very many accounts over Town Hall 14. They didn't have any below Town Hall 14 either, but with what they had to work with, they did really well. I didn't think they would do as well as they did, but they finished 2nd. One of the biggest surprises for me was I had Danger of ANP finishing 4th, and I even made note in my preview video that I had them as the dark horse to kind of sneak in to maybe one of the promotion spots. They got progressively worse as the Clan War League went on. Early on, they were doing quite well, and then as Clan War League went on, they got progressively worse. I don't know if that was fatigue, or they had some internal strife, or maybe they just weren't as good as I thought they were going to be. But they finished 8th. This international clan, they finished 3rd, which is exactly where I pegged them to finish. I had finishing 2nd. I had picked Barwick. I know that was a contentious pick to begin with. I should have known better. I say all of that came to one of the other bigger surprises for me, which really, if you watch my preview video, I picked 24/7 to finish first, and then I listed all the reasons why they probably wouldn't. I don't know why I had it stuck in my head that they were going to be better than they were. I just had some kind of sneaking suspicion. I went with my gut. My gut was dead wrong. So 24/7 finished fifth. And once again, Barwick finishes on top for the fourth time in a row. This is our sixth straight promotion, fourth straight win. Really, really fantastic job. So let's look at the thing that you guys all tune in for, and that is the bonuses. Bonuses were kind of tough this time, and I'll tell you why. One, this is the first time in a while that we've done a 30 versus 30. You don't get more bonuses for doing a 30-man war than you do for doing a 15-man war. So when we do a 15-man war, kind of like the majority of people who start get a bonus. This case, that's not it at all. In fact, out of 30, if you think of a 30-man starting roster, 2/3 of them are not going to get a bonus. That bums me out because we had some really good stuff. We essentially used all of our attacks. There was one missed attack. I talked to that individual. That was during the update, and their attack window got severely disrupted by the update, and then real life came involved, and it just is what it is. Like sometimes you can't work around that. So the update came, and then there was maintenance after that, and I know it made Azmat rush one of his attacks, and so it was a thing. So I'm going to say that for all intents and purposes, we used 100% of our attacks. Very, very good stuff. And we had 4 accounts get perfect stars. Now, for those of you, we have several people who are new with us, and so I want to make note of this. I have long pledged that as long as there are people using all of their attacks, I will never give a bonus to myself. Also, just because I'm sick of his crap and he's really annoying, I will also never give Gamgee a bonus as well. And it just so happens that I have someone standing right next to me who might have something to say about that.
What do I gotta do to get a bonus? Perfect stars every single time.
You got to be better. You got to be better. You got to be better. Get out. Get out. All right, so Gamgee is off on fall break, and so he's here while I'm doing this. And so he is bitter, and that is just the way the cookie crumbles. For those of you who may not know, Gamgee is my son, who I love tremendously, but I'm not going to give him a war bonus. So the first 3 war bonuses are pretty easy. We only had 2 other people get perfect stars, and that is Hidden Fury and Luga. Luga, new to the clan. If you guys had not watched any of his attacks, I encourage you to do it. He attacks differently than the majority of us. I've tried to mimic it in just messing around. I haven't really perfected it yet, but he uses some Electro Titans. It's pretty cool. Some other guys who did extremely, extremely well and were perfect up until the last day. I really feel like maybe in day 7, we all started suffering a little fatigue, and we were so far ahead that we got lackadaisical. And there were a couple guys who were perfect up through that point and then kind of butchered their last attack. And that is Evie. And I hope I'm saying this right. If I'm not, correct me in the comments. This is Serafion. And hopefully I'm saying that right. So really good stuff from them. As always, the guy at the top who really sets the tone for not just Clan War League, but also our regular wars, King Simo, is kind of constantly deserving of bonuses as he is really, really lights out at the top, which is not easy. So to get 20 out of 21 possible stars when you are always attacking the top base, it is not easy at all. The only thing harder than that, in my opinion, is recruiting. But even that's getting a little bit easier. So that is, let me see, how many is that so far? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got 4 left to give out. I have already written down who I'm going to give these to, so this is not me spitballing. One of the challenges we faced in this Clan War League was we had a lot of guys going to a new town hall level, and with that comes like the added burden of trying to account for new defenses, stronger defenses, all the things. One person who did that almost flawlessly was Austin, and so Austin is going to get a war bonus. Additionally, it is really hard when you are on the bottom half of the roster, and we are on the, I would say on average, we had one of the lower town hall levels. So if you took our average town hall level against everyone else in the war league, ours was near the bottom. And so anyone in the bottom half of our roster was probably attacking up a lot. One person who did that super, super well, there was lots of people who did it well, but one person who did it super, super well was Leo. And so he is getting a bonus. Additionally, two other guys who really carried their weight in war and did really, really well, and that is Birdman, there we go, and Cam. So those are the bonuses. For those of you who didn't get a bonus, know that I greatly, greatly appreciate you. We had some really, really good attacks. I know, like, just I'm spitballing here. I know Rabbit at some point 3-star to Town Hall 17, and he is only a Town Hall 16. I know we had several guys just like attacking up. Shadow Walker is another guy who he's busy all the time, and he was able to give us all 7 attacks this war, and I'm so gratefully appreciative of that. Couch Potato, Deez, Aki, all you guys, Rooster, all you guys just showing up, giving us all your attacks, really getting a lot of stars. That's what wins us this war. And I wish I could give everyone bonuses, but I can't. So these are the guys that are getting the bonuses. Congratulations. Spend that wisely. You may want to save up some of those medals for Hammer Jam, which I think is coming up in the beginning of November. All right, so we are officially Crystal 2. We're shooting for Crystal 1 next month. Like I keep saying, that these will continue to get progressively harder, especially now that we're up in the Crystal Leagues. The higher we go, the harder it gets. The harder it gets, the less easy it is for me to sub people in and out. So even now, even this one, which we did win, like I said, we had probably one of the lowest town hall averages. There was that team Slovakia who was all 16s and 17s. They just weren't very good. 24/7, who also wasn't very good, outpaced us kind of across the board. You had Team BBC, who their lowest account was a Town Hall 14. Now, they didn't have much on the top side of that, but still, their average was probably higher than ours. So right now, we are surviving on really good attacks, which is good because we're going to need those. Eventually, we're going to need really good attacks and higher town hall levels. So we'll continue to work on that. I don't know how many promotions we can get in a row. This is kind of amazing. I know that you guys are all screaming at your screen right now that I better not pick against you next time. And the truth is, no one wants to pick against you. I want us to win every one. I think sometimes I just get nervous about. I worry that I am being too confident, and so maybe I err on the other side of that. And so for that, I should have never doubted. I should have never put my faith in 24/7, especially as in my preview video, I gave a lot of reasons why I shouldn't believe that they were any good. But again, I appreciate you guys. I had so much fun in this Clan War League. I appreciate you guys dealing with me traveling and not being online as much as I typically am. But I really didn't need to be. You guys handled everything. It's not like me being online really does much other than maybe I can donate troops a little more quickly, but it seems like all that got taken care of. So thank you guys so much. Another great Clan War League. We will do it again next month, and we're shooting for Crystal League 1.